it's at, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying?
And while they were here, they always wore masks.
So please, just get the damn vaccine.
Now, regardless of where you fall on the side of the issue of whether or not Grandmaster Vic Moore, quote unquote, beat Grandmaster Bruce Lee, I mean, me personally, I don't have too much of a dog in that fight because I like Bruce Lee's teachings and I like what Grandmaster Vic Moore did. So I don't really need to take sides in this thing. I mean, you know, I think they are both great in their own right. Plus, I wasn't even born. I wasn't there. So this is truly just me looking from a historical context. I also have some, not just a first-hand account that I recorded in a video from someone I never met. I have an account from someone that I have met that I'm not going to mention here, who has his interpretation of things. So, bottom line is, I don't know why you can't like Vic Moore and why you can't like Bruce Lee. I've just never seen that. I don't know why we have to take sides on this. But there is one thing that, there's a couple of things that Vic Moore says when he's talking about Bruce Lee that I think we should take a look at. And here is the first thing. Hopefully I can catch this recording.
And we talked about,
well, all your races, they want to create their own champions. And the Orientals, they want to keep the Orientals on top. And that's one of the reasons Bruce Lee is so popular. It's because of his movies and the business people keeping him on top, making the money with the movies and all. But Bruce Lee never went through the tournament circuit.
So, now could there be some kind of a money stake involved in why people want to say that Bruce Lee has never been beaten by anybody anywhere, could never be beaten by anybody anywhere, was infallible? Could that be why there's so much, why we're led to not believe Vic Moore? Is that it? Could it just be because money and they think it's going to interfere with the Bruce Lee cash flow? Maybe it would, but I can only speak for myself, and it doesn't take away from the Bruce Lee cash flow at all for me if Vic Moore didn't indeed beat him. Because I like Bruce Lee for Bruce Lee's merits. You don't have to protect your cash flow for that. I mean, Bruce Lee set a good example in terms of his fitness, and I like his ideas in the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, and I like his movies. And that's enough for me. That was enough to inspire me to get into the martial arts. I mean, ultimately, that should be what it's about. But I do think while we're looking at this situation, are there people motivated by money? Could that be possible? I think it's something to think about. Now, here's another part that he says that I would say I have issue with, but I really don't. I'm going to say I would have issue with it if, and I'll tell you my if after what he says.
He never won any major tournaments. He never fought here in the United States winning tournaments like the blacks did and other.
now you told me you and Bruce Lee put at Ed Parker's
Ed Parker's international tournament out in California in 1967. We put on a speed drill contest. He wanted to challenge some of the national champions. Dr. Trias insisted that I go up there and demonstrate.
Now, if you can hear me over this plane going overhead and the birds and stuff in the background in his video. Now, from what he's saying, he's implying that, you know, he's diminishing or dismissing Bruce Lee's contribution because, in his opinion, because Bruce Lee never competed on an open karate tournament circuit that was big at the time. So he just saw Bruce Lee as just an actor. And, well, you know, I guess in his opinion, that doesn't make him necessarily a real martial artist. Now, I don't think that you should diminish somebody's accomplishments or contribution towards the martial arts because they haven't competed. I guess you could say I take that a little personally, but not really, because I've only competed a little bit at the local level. And I still feel like I've been able to contribute a little bit at the local level. Now, what I will say is this. Now, if you want to claim that you were some kind of super duper sexy grand champion, right, and you didn't compete, then you're flat out lying. And no, you know, that's something that should be talked down upon. So as long as you're not trying to claim something that you're not, trying to claim that you're a champion if you're not, then, you know, I think everybody's role is valid. To me, it's like the thing, it's like this. This is what I tell a lot of people. It's like you don't know how to swim. So you think that you can only take swimming lessons from Michael Phelps. You don't need Michael Phelps to be your swimming coach. You need Mr. Joe Smith. I just pulled that name out the thin air. I don't know if that's the person. Mr. John Doe, Miss Jane Doe. You need them to be your swimming coach because you don't know how to swim, man. Bottom line is you don't know how to swim. You need somebody to show you how to swim. It's like thinking I don't know how to dribble a basketball, so I can only learn how to play basketball from Michael Jordan. No, you need Coach Williams Johnson or whatever. Coach Rodriguez, Coach Wong, whoever is on the local level, okay? You need that coach to teach you how to dribble a ball and how to play basketball because you don't know how to play basketball, man. That's the bottom line. So, long story short, could there possibly be cash motives behind why it's considered a sin to even say anything about the great immortal Bruce Lee, right? Could there be cash motives behind that? But secondly, are we only going to value people that are competitors? Because I thought the martial arts was supposed to be about everybody. We got competitors, we got non-competitors, we've got people who use it in the military, we got people who use it in, police force, you got people who use martial arts as security guards, you have bouncers, and then you have your regular everyday citizens who are interested in using it for self-improvement, to explore another culture, for self-defense, and then you have your professional fighters. Why can't we all have a seat at the martial arts table? That's all I'm saying. Peace.